Welcome to your Administrator Account Overview. Under Manage Associations, you can associate a multi-user to other multi-users. This means that a multi-user can use the share function to share their users and projects with other multi-users. Existing rows can be edited by clicking the drop-down and choosing a new name for the multi-user that has the association. And the people who they can share stuff to are listed over here. So you can have more than one for each line. And you can go ahead and add new ones by clicking on them or by typing in the name. And you can click the X to get rid of them. To add a completely new association, click this Add Association button. Or there's a plus, so you can add a row in between. In this case, you'll want to select a multi-user and then the associated users, just as before. So then Help Training Multi-User can share their users and projects with Help Administrator. In order to get rid of an association, you can click this minus to the right of it. Then click Remove. Once you've made any changes and you're satisfied with them, click this Update button to save them. Here under Manage Users, you have the ability to create training users, as well as multi-users and single users. To add a single or multi-user, use this toggle button to the right, Add Single Multi-User. The table's still loading there. So here we would select single user if it's a single user and multi-user for multi-user. Multi-user requires slightly less information. With a single user, you have to choose a password. No, the single user has less information. The multi-user also has a logo. Remediation count is at the bottom. Should all be fairly straightforward. If this user should also be trying to get certified in modules, check this training user box. So a multi-user or a single user can also be their own training user. And single users generally will be their own training user. They could add additional admins here if, let's say, they wanted Tanya to oversee. To finalize the user creation, click this Register User button at the bottom. Or you can close that toggle by clicking the button again to get rid of it. The Add Training User is similar and will give you just a name and password fields for creating new training users. And then click Register Training User to create them. Let's go over to Manage Projects. Under the project management, you can see you can filter here by project name. We have another training project here, no required modules apparently, and 2 users. Let's edit that project by clicking that edit button to the right of it in the actions column. So here we can see there's no required modules. Why don't we add a few? Let's say basic fire extinguisher safety and compressed gas cylinder, as well as confined space. Or let's just do the first 2. Now update. The project now has required modules. So that's how you edit a project. In order to create a project from scratch, you can use the Add Project button at the top, which is also a toggle. Just bring out these forms above the table, form fields. So here you would give the project a unique name, choose the admin for the project. There can be more than one admin. If you choose more than one, then you'll be prompted to choose a primary admin perhaps, but the members are listed out here. You can start to type the names. And they'll show up in the drop-down. Click them to add them. Same with required modules. Same sort of interface. Generally, you want to have users who all need the same modules in order for the reports to look clean. After you've filled in all that information, you may choose to put a description and a logo in for the project. If not, it'll fall back on the logo of the administrator. And then click Create Project. Now let's look at modules. Under modules, you can filter by a specific project. So let's choose another training project here. You can see there's basic fire extinguisher safety. 4 members, 4 available, 0 out of 4 available. All 4 have been assigned. So we don't have any modules. There's this Add Module button here at the top. If you click that, you can say we want Help Administrator to have 2 basic fire extinguisher safeties. So here in quantity you type 2, or the number that you want to add. And then click Save Module. Now let's do the same thing with compressed gas cylinder. And here we'll add 2 of them again. Save module. Some of this is also covered in the required modules video. So now let's go down here and under another training project, we don't see any assigned modules. Probably because the administrator is Help Training Multi-User. So let's clear this out and filter the admin by Help Administrator. There's the ones we just added. An additional 2 basic fire extinguishers and 2 gas cylinders. So let's edit that. And here you can add additional modules if you need to, if you didn't do that when you were creating them. And let's change the admin to Training Multi-User. Don't remember if it was with a hyphen or not. We'll find out. Then click Update Module to confirm your change. It tells you updated Help Training Multi-User for those modules. And let's look at another training project again. Help Training Multi-User. Now we've got more fire extinguisher safeties. Wonderful. So let's filter by the admin again. And also add those. Oops. Oh, Help Administrator. Also add the compressed gas cylinder safeties. So let's assign those. Oh wait, don't assign them. We're going to edit those modules, not assign. And then change the admin back to Help Training Multi-User. Now if we filter by that project, we should see the appropriate modules, since training multi-user is the administrator on that project. So another training project. And there we go, basic fire extinguisher and compressed gas safety. I'm going to open those up. You can see we have the assign button here. Let's assign those to our two users. Here, this administrator obviously has other users and projects. So we're just going to choose the two specific training users. Another help training user and another help training user. And once they've been clicked, in the upper left here you have this assign users. You can click that to assign them. Now let's look at this case where those are the only available modules you have. I'm going to assign them. Note that any non-attempted or certified modules can be reassigned until they are attempted. So wow, you have a lot of users here. 9 entries, only 2 users selected. So we could do something like, let's just look at the ones that are only in another training project. So we've got 2 here, but it could be 200 out of 500 users. So it might be useful to filter like this and then go select all. You can see it only selected those 2 entries, which were filtered out of 9. 2 out of 2, and then you can assign users without having to click each one individually using that select all button. There's also deselect all. Okay, so now let's go back to our project. Now that we've got some assigned modules, just to reiterate the required modules section, you should see now they've disappeared because they've been assigned to the users and no modules are required. Now I'm going to show you how to manually certify users. Under certifications, you can filter for a particular user or project. Or for a particular module. This is taking a while to load. And after a brief recess, the page is loaded. Let's go ahead and filter by project. Another training project. So here we've got this test module. And the rest are the ones we were just dealing with. Basic fire, compressed gas for the one with the hyphen, and then the same for the one without the hyphen. In order to certify multiple users at once, what you can do is click on those and they will become selected. So I went through and clicked all the ones that we want to edit status. You could click edit status and edit them individually, in which case you'd get to a page that looks like this. First we're going to bulk edit status, and it will edit all 4 of those at once. You can also bulk print, and here we have 4 certifications selected. We're going to change it to certified, and let's put the date as today's date. Update certifications. Now all 4 of those users will be certified in their required modules, or all 2 of them in the 4 required modules. 2 of 2, so only 2 required modules. In any case, that is how you bulk assign certification status. The messages are covered in other videos, as well as the account and dashboard sections. We're going to take a quick look at the share page. Once this page loads, that is. It's going slowly. Okay, here we are on the share page, admin bulk share. We'll ignore all association rules. That's because we're logged in as an admin. If we were logged in as a multi-user, they would only be able to share users with users and projects with people they had been associated with other multi-users, and there would just be a share button. No selections here. So no real instructions required there. In this case, you can choose one multi-user and choose a second multi-user. And multi-user Ron Hogan would share with Mike Linger in this case, if we bulk share, automatically sharing all of his projects and users. So I hope that clears things up. Let us know if you have any questions. Have a wonderful day.